we're moving on to the next section of attacking forms in San Kata, and this deals with a slightly different range and with the first weapon introduced here. And so when we start playing with weapons defense, we need to understand a few basics. The first and foremost is that as you are working with a person who's got a weapon, you have to understand the different range. That before, when we were reacting to a range roughly in here. From the grappling attacks we've been dealing with earlier, we're dealing deep inside of each other, that's fine. Now we're extending the range of and coming out to about here. This is critical. The second major thing you have to pay attention to and involve in your training working with this is to not watch the weapon. He's going to be swinging the weapon, or his hand coming to attack us from a variety of angles, and the hand speed itself can be mesmerizing and can get you hurt. If you're dealing with somebody swinging a weapon at you, you must not pay attention to the weapon itself. You must not pay attention to this hand swinging up here. You have to pay attention to the center rise and fall by keeping eye contact and mediating your actions to his body in its total, in the entire body action. And so you're monitoring the whole center of gravity rising and falling as represented by his eyes. So try to avoid looking at the knife. The old adage is if you look at the knife while you're dealing with the knife, you'll watch the knife come and cut you. So we're trying not to get cut here. We're basically staying at range, and we're watching carefully to make our timing of evasion as his body moves, not as the hand or the knife itself moves. All right. In the first attack we have coming down, he's swinging down to bring it right to the top of our head and right straight through, and we're making a slight evasion to the inside here. So I recommend just doing nothing but the evasion several times. We'll do it from a few angles. Here. And let's say he's here. Here, I'm basically just getting 90 degrees and putting this inside hand up to lightly touch at or about the elbow or just above, just to make sure that I have got a clean passing idea. The hand then changes off, and the second hand comes to control the outside point of his shoulder. This is a fairly common reaction here. So we have an action touch, touch, touch. And again, my body is departing from the scene as we turn away. This can also be brought down to a fairly simple action where we have the interior touch and then going straight to his neck, for instance. And there's attacking forms of this atimi-waza, where we would have touch and then a strike, a blow to basically disable him, coming right in at the occipital lobe with a strong hammer fist. And that is certainly feasible and workable and understandable, given that you're being attacked with a knife. But in the preferable form around here, what we normally see is an action here, followed here, and then throwing off on that final turning action as he tries to track towards us. So let's put that into action, maybe this line. Good, and maybe this line. Yeah, very good. So, it's a form of Ushiro-ate, and it's an Ushiro-ate just being picked up on the fly with the timing of the feet, touch, 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 and on his turn, exploiting that rotational action through the line of his shoulder. You can use two hands if you like on this as well. Two hands to make that point of contact if you like, or one hand's quite sufficient. What you want to avoid in this form of Ushiro-ate is this. What you would prefer not to do is come up and try to hook onto him like a firm, normal Ushiro-ate you'd see from, doing the 17, for instance. Because if you get tangled up with a guy with a knife and are really trying to pull him, yeah, his turning action is always going to be a bad news for you. And so you have to anticipate that that turning action lives there. And so we throw him actually as we depart. Very good. Thank you.